All right. Hey. We got another live interview for you all today. And this is look, I'm so excited about these interviews. You know why?
Me
Because
too.
I love for people to be able to see other people who have made decisions about their lives and move through it. And a lot of times we don't know what it's going to look like, so we get to get a glimpse through your eyes, and that might give other people the strength to be able to do it. So I'm excited to be able to introduce to you yet again another educator who has taken the steps to form her own education company and begin to bring in income that is solely through her own company. So come on and introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and start out by telling us what was the moment that you knew you wanted to do something different.
Yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. I'm Tamia Peterson. I'm the founder of the Savvy Speducator, and I teach educators how to master the art of implementing a multi-tier approach to reading intervention. So I want you to work your data for you in your instruction. That's what we want to do. And so I knew I wanted to do something different. Um, when I saw my background is special ed, and I just saw how my skill set could transfer over to students who are in the general ed population, and who are struggling with reading. And so I knew my skill set was unique and that it could reach more students. And so I got inspired to do that. So I became a special educator reading interventionist.
Okay. Now, how many years have you been working in special education?
This will be year 11.
Okay.
Yes,
All
year
right.
11.
So, what was that moment that you knew? Like, was there like a moment that happened where you said, I need to do something else? I need to do this in a different way.
I love reading. Like I am if I could show you my bookshelf now, I it is the core of who I am. I've always known I wanted to be a teacher since the third grade. I would teach my teddy bears, like when I had homework. So I always knew that that's what I wanted to be. And I started with self-contained, with those students first. Loved being their teacher. And I love seeing them grow and develop because you keep them for like 3 years, from kindergarten to second grade. And then I started to transition into the reading support position. So I became out of the classroom a little more. So I was able to see from a different perspective the things of how reading intervention is done and how reading support is done. And I saw a student who was in the second grade who was reading on a kindergarten level. And I, it just, you don't realize your skill set. Like you have something in you that other people come to you for, and people would come to me for strategies and for resources and visuals and all kinds of things. And it just came second nature to me. And so I didn't realize it was a gift until I started having people reach out to me for things, even something as small as a schedule visual or a timer or some things like that, pencil grip. So that was like, oh, I got a little something here. I can figure this out. And I wanted to broaden that to more of the pop. I didn't want to just stay with special ed. That's my heart. But I also knew that that skill set could transfer over to other things.
Okay. So, now you have transferred it over to something else. Tell us, what has changed for you now that you are pursuing a bigger dream? What is different? What's changed?
Oh, I get scared. I get it has changed me in the level of confidence. And knowing that I can do this. And what has changed for me is knowing that also I'm good at what I do. like I like I can't deny. And it as a teacher, we try to always we do a million and five things at one time and try to, help this person. I am good. I am great at reading interventions and planning for scaffolding and differentiation. And so my confidence has really shifted for me, and knowing that I can do this, and finding the rhythm with the full time and the consulting also has been a challenge. It's been a good challenge, because it allows me to continue to focus on helping, and selling is servicing, like we always,
Yes.
you've shared that with us too. And just knowing that I have something that is a nationwide issue. It's not just something that's locally at my school or whatever. It's a nationwide issue with reading and helping students become stronger readers. And so I'm more confident. Yeah.
Okay. Now, we got to talk about this workshop.
Oh yeah.
So, you did a thing, and it's the thing that a lot of people say that they want to do, but they get scared and they back out of it. But this thing actually paid you. So,
It
tell us about the
did.
thing that you did.
So I hosted an author's workshop. I have a children's book, Maya's Magic Methods. So again, book nerd, wrote a book, and kids, of course, is reading. It's helping children deal with their big emotions, and so I wrote it, and like people would ask me questions about it, and I'm like sending little messages and do this, girl, look at this, send this link, look at this. And I'm like, I could package this and like I could make this into a course. And I'm like, look at me getting some confidence and trying to figure things out. So I was like, I can make that like it's and I felt confident again in doing it because I knew it was something that people needed. And I knew how it was for me trying to go to Google and go to this person and go to that person trying to figure it out, where I can package it and give it and sell it to you for a price that would compass everything that you needed over a certain amount of days. And so we had a good turnout for that, and I was proud of myself, and with your support was able to definitely pull that off. And I was like, oh, I could do this. I had my first sign up. I said, oh, okay, I can do this. Let me keep going. So like just doing the thing, like you don't know until you do it. And it's cheesy, there's no such thing as failure, but it really isn't. It's just feedback. And I learned too more how to fine tune my landing page just a little better with that. But it was a great turnout, and I was really like loved the women that signed up, and like, excited to see where it's going to go for them.
All right. So, I got to ask the question now.
Uh,
So, how did it feel to get paid for your expertise and not be at a 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 or 7 to 3?
I was like, oh really? First, I was like, oh really? I was shocked, and like it's the initial like, oh, okay, people actually like this. And so like it was on my own time. It was something that I was passionate about. It was something that I saw a great reward for myself. So I was passing it along to other people. So it was a rewarding feeling. And it was definitely a confident booster. It
So,
was.
what would you say to other educators or just other professionals, period? Because you don't have to be an educator to sell your expertise. What would you say to other professionals who they know that they have this skill set, or people are always coming to them for this thing, or they've achieved a thing, they've accomplished something at a high level, and they don't think that anybody will pay them for it?
Listen, I'm actually having this conversation with my sister right now. She just got her LCSW and passed it on her first time as a mom, as a working mom. So I'm like, and people have reached out to her, asked her how she passed. They've taken it multiple times, and I'm like, you can package that, like
You can package that.
you can. I was a full time mom, like just being confident in knowing that you took a path that is unique for someone else, and you're helping them and serving them. You're serving someone else like it served you. You sat back and you've taken the courses, because you know we like to take courses. You've taken
Yes.
the plenty of courses. You've taken the study guides home. You made copies of XYZ. You sat in workshops. You have something, the time. You have the time to be the expert, and you're offering that expertise to someone else who would benefit from it, who may not have the time. So you have a skill set that you can serve to the world.
All right. Well, thank you. Okay, so tell us this. What is it like now that so when you first started, when you first went in to do the business, it was scary. It was like
Oh
this
yeah.
big hairy monster. But now that you're in it, what does it feel like to be walking through this?
It was scary because I was all over the place. Like, and when I talked to you, I was like, Dr. D, I cannot have another group coach. Like, I just can't do that because I've taken the $197. I've taken the 167. I've taken 999, 997. I've done it all. Like, and it just is overwhelming. And like, you have to really hone in. Dr. D, I done lost your question now. Hold on. Come back to the
What
question.
what what is it like now that you're in it? Like you're walking through it now.
Yeah. And so now it's like, okay, it's still scary. It's still moments of uncertainty, but I'm pushing through it more better, because a lot better, because I have the community, I have a network of people, I have you, and I have the support that shows me that it's possible. And so now it's like, okay, like even thinking of sponsorships and things, I've never thought of things like that. My brain, I'm a nerd. So once I learn something, I'm
Yes.
soaking it in and I'm going to apply it. And if it doesn't go the way it's supposed to go the first time, I'll tweak it. And so now it's still uncertainty, it's still scary. I don't know where it's going, but I'm not stopping. Like I can't stop because I've learned so much and I've gained so much. And so it's just right now it's a juggle between the full time and the evenings, but I've gotten a good rhythm so far,
Mhm.
with our sessions that come up too with coaching and things like that. So it's getting the rhythm is there, and I just can't stop because I know I have something really special and something good because I have people pouring into me a lot
Yes.
more. Yeah.
And you know what? You bring up a really good point. Now, when I was building my business, it was just me. I didn't have,
Hmm.
and all I wanted, I was like, oh, if I just had somebody who I can bounce this off of, and I would be
Hmm.
trying to talk to people, and they'd be saying crazy stuff. And when I met a lady by the name of Dr. Crystal Riddle, she had already been consulting for 7, 8 years already. And it was just like, oh my God,
Yeah.
the relief. And so I knew, I said, we just need a community. How has being in a community
Oh
supported you? How, like people think that it's easier to do it by yourself.
no.
What's the difference?
No, Google University is not gonna save you. I'm just gonna listen. I did that before, and I don't recommend it. It gets overwhelmed, and we have like some of us are transitioning, so you have a chunk amount of time for work and a chunk amount of time for yourself, and so I feel like the group has been amazing. I was talking to Mott earlier. We're bouncing ideas off of each other. Tanja Ray, who's in here, absolutely amazing. Um, Everyone has just been so supportive with us, even like collaborating for RFPs and like just talking about your business. Even if we don't have a solid how we getting over there, talking to somebody just to be like, all right, let's scale this back a little bit, or have you thought about this, or let's spend this amount of time doing this because that's not as big as you think it is. Like just having someone to bounce ideas off, not to say you're gonna have a product by tomorrow, but like, I'm thinking of this, what you think about this, or I have a workshop coming up, can you look at this PowerPoint? It's been amazing. And you don't, especially if you don't see that in your immediate environment, it's hard to see the other side. And so I don't recommend doing anything alone, and definitely not trying to pull yourself up and build your business, because you don't get far by yourself, and I don't recommend it.
Okay. So what's the next stage for your business? What's the vision that you have for the next 12 months in your business?
I want to continue to work on conferences. I want to get my name out there and to grow in that avenue. I definitely want to build my business so that it is the go-to for reading support and tiered interventions. So when you think of reading interventions, I want the Savvy Speducator to be up there high at the top. And I don't know if I'm going back and forth. Is it full time or is it part time? I think I'm still growing in my little mindset with that whole thing. Wherever it goes, I'm not going to stop, because I feel and I know in my heart that it can be something great. And so I'm not putting, maybe Dr. D might give me, I'm not putting myself in a box, but
Right.
I'm open to the possibility of it
Yeah.
being something amazing.
Yeah. And you don't have to make a decision today, because I tell most people, once your business income surpasses your school income,
You switch
it
your mind.
makes the decision easy.
I knew you was gonna say something like that.
We all say, "Oh, I'm gonna stay at the job, and it's just my side." I have not met anybody who made 80, $90,000 working 30 or 40 days and then say, "Oh, I'm just gonna keep going to the school," unless, of course, they were really close to retirement.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
the beautiful part is we get to choose. Like, if you want to, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. There was a time when we didn't even know this was a possibility. And
Right.
so that's what I think is the beautiful part.
It is.
Look at there. This is what I'm telling y'all. See, look at there. She
Look at
said you
Tangerine.
got a partnership in the chat, and somebody's looking for when the next author's workshop will be again. So tell the
Yeah.
folks about your business and how they can connect with you. And they want to know when this next author's workshop is going to be.
We're gonna run it back. I haven't got today, but I have the wait list. I got my landing page ready for the wait list. And so you can join the wait list for that, and we'll have a date. You'll be the first one to know all about it.
So,
So you can find me on Instagram at the Savvy Speducator. I'm on LinkedIn with my first and last name, Tamia Peterson. My website is savvyspeducator.com.
all right, y'all go look her up, follow her, check her out, reach out. And if you need her
Yeah.
support in the school system, she's taking on clients.
Yeah.
She just told you she wants to be the name that you think of when you talk about reading interventions and tier 1, 2, and 3 support. So if you're
Yes.
looking for that in your school system, I just brought you a fabulous option. All
Look at
right.
that.
So close us out with a word of advice that you would give to a person who's watching this and who is maybe thinking, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
You don't know if you're ready until you try. And we can always wait, say, I got to wait for this day. I got to wait for school to slow down. I got to wait for work to slow down. The kids busy. They got all these activities. But you're talking yourself out of it. The more, and I'm a nerd, y'all, like I said, the brain doesn't know when you're lying to it. So you're telling yourself all these things because you're talking yourself out of it. And your brain's like, oh, I guess we're never going to get to it anyway. So the more you're talking yourself out of it, the more time has passed. And it's going to be a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. You have to just do it. Whether it's getting that Instagram up and going, posting one thing on there, and like, whoo. I remember when I submitted my first RP, I said, whew, I did it. I closed that laptop so fast. Like, it was just the nerve wrackingness of it. That's the part we talk ourselves out. And so just do it. Whatever you have, if it's an idea, you have a network of people. Pitch that idea. Ask them, what do you think about this? You have a network of people at work that you could ask. What do you think about this? There's someone you can ask a question to even gauge how to start. You just have to start. And it's not easy. It's not something that's going to be an overnight success, and it's going to take time, and you just hold on to your why. I was talking earlier about that with you, Dr. D, too. The why is what keeps me going. The other day, I was on the couch in tears, like, oh my God, I don't know what's happening. And I realized I'm coming out of an educator mindset to a business mindset. And that shift is tight.
Yes.
It's tight. And I'm like, that's what it was. It's like I have to think of things differently. And I can't be this meek and little passiveness person. It's like, no, I have to be I can't run a business and I'm not confident in what I'm doing. And
Mhm.
so remembering your why and holding on to that is so important. And I just encourage you to just do it. Just start.
All right. So you heard her, just start. Well, Tamia, I want to thank you for sharing your journey and
Thank
sharing
you.
your time with us today.
Yeah.
If it touched just one person and allowed
Yes.
them to think of a bigger dream for themselves, because in reality, we get what we believe we can have and we get what we think we deserve. So,
Yeah.
what's for you is for you, but also if you never ask for more, you're not going to get more. So thank you for joining us.
Thank
And
you. Thank you,
y'all
you
come
guys,
on.
for watching. I'm loving the comments. It's the girls.
I know. So come on back tomorrow, and we got another interview for y'all, because we spending all this week getting interviews in so that we can see what this journey might look like. Because I think a lot of times we talk ourselves out of it because we make it into this big monster that it doesn't have to be. We just turn on the lights and look under the bed and we see that there's no monster there. All
Yes.
right. You all have a
Thank
good
you.
evening.